Welcome. I will call the Madison Fire District regular June board meeting to order for June 18th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adams. Mr. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Donaldson.
Here.
Mr. Gautner.
Here.
Mr. Lee.
Here.
Mr. Wayman.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. I was going to say Mr. Wayman had another commitment. He couldn't make it.
Okay, thank you. Please rise for the pledge.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to start with a public hearing for our 2025 tax budget. Ms. Clapp?
Okay, this is our public hearing for resolution number 24-14, is a resolution approving and adopting the tax budget for the Madison Fire District for fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2025, and submitting the same to the county. As I stated, I left the revenue pretty much the same as what we estimated for this year. I did increase our expenditures by 5% compared to last year's. And for the loan payment, it's what we received, the estimated repayment from the bank provided when we refinanced it. And that
Okay.
is,
Any questions? Do you have any questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, if I could, Joanne, if my memory serves me, is 2025 the last year for the payment on this building, or is there still another year?
I believe we were looking at 2026, is it?
26 will be the
Right.
last one.
Right,
So real close to having it
really
paid
close
off.
to having paid off. As a matter of fact, Chief Meister and I were talking about, we're gonna see what the interest is like closer to the end of the year, and if we have enough funds, we may try to get it paid off this year, too.
Wow.
But we'll see which is better.
Yeah.
Right.
The interest we're receiving on our investments or the loan?
Right.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board?
Nope.
Any questions from the audience or online? Hearing none. Resolution, well, do we do this resolution or is this a public hearing only?
It's only the hearing. I believe we should do the resolution during the regular meeting.
Correct.
Right.
So we need to adjourn the public hearing if there's some more questions.
Well, I guess my question was, do we do
It should
this
be under
month or
new
should
business.
we wait till the next meeting?
Right, it should be under new business in our regular
Right.
session.
This meeting or next meeting?
This one.
This meeting.
This meeting.
Okay. Very good. With that, I'll close the public hearing at 7:09. Regular session. We're going to pass over approving the May minutes due to quorum issues. So we'll go to bills and payroll.
Okay, our bills is $91,753.46. Our tax collection fee, which was the rollback money that we received in May, was $186.98. You approved the bond interest payment of $16,715.47. Payroll was $258,723.14, for a total of $367,379.05.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the bills and payroll for May.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Gauntner.
Yes.
Mr. Quinn.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes. May 2024 financial report.
Sure, we started May with $609,556.30. Our month-to-date revenue was $224,118.06. Again, that included our rollback money that we received at the end of May. Our year-to-date revenue is $2,728,369.17. Again, our our month-to-date expenditures is $367,379.05. Our year-to-date expenditures is $1,719,929.53. So we began June with $6,466,305.31.
Okay. Any questions regarding the financial report? Hearing none. Anything else, Julie? Okay, opening of public portion. Any comments, questions, statements from the audience or online? Okay, with that, I'll close the opening public portion. Legal counsel.
Okay, a
Ms.
couple things. We do have a request for an executive session this evening. It's noted on the agenda per ORC 121-22G1 for employment, discipline, compensation of employee, and G4, reviewing collective bargaining session regarding compensation or other terms and conditions of employment. We have had some discussions in review of some of the policies and procedures here. One of them being updating the ethics policy. I've been working, with the department about language and what we need to do on that. It's not determined yet whether we'll have to adopt a resolution, but we're taking a look at that just to bring it up to date. And then the other thing that's coming up next month, but we didn't have it in time for this meeting, is the property insurance. We don't quite have all the details on that yet, so just a couple of things. And now waste management, we received a service agreement, so I'm going to take a look at that, but it's for a 3-year renewal, and I'm sure the chief will touch on that at some point, but that's all I have.
Okay. Old business. None? Under new business, why don't we start with Resolution 24-14? Accept the motion to accept the,
I'll make the motion.
thank you.
And second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Contner. And this is for the acceptance of the 2025 tax budget. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Contner?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes,
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
thank you. And we have an agreement with P Fund for a new squad. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So with the current climate and post-COVID era purchases, I'm sure you're all aware in your respective duties in your communities as well. We are now at 3 years for a new squad if we ordered one today. So if you were to approve this tonight, we would have to wait until June of 2027 to realize this next purchase physically. So the officers and I, we discussed it at the officers meeting last month and thought it was a good idea to kind of get in line. Costs are going up. And, we just built the 2 squads we have that we received in the last year. The squad that hit the deer last month, that's the one we're going to eventually replace. In a little over a year, that squad has 40,000 miles on it. So we're fast approaching that 3-digit. Within a couple of years here, so we thought we'd get ahead of it and just get in line and kind of make it work. Derek at Fund was willing to work with us on the down payment. It used to be you can just order it, and then when it showed up, you kind of cut the check, did all the inspections, and then you kind of received it and did a business deal then. Well, they're now requiring a 25% down payment. He was nice enough to push it off till next budget year, and next February or March, once we received our first half property taxes, and we kind of settled the appropriations later this year. So I just wanted to present this to the board tonight, and I'll entertain any questions or concerns about this. Again, it's 3 years, and hopefully that holds true, because that ambulance that we're going to eventually replace, and that'll go to backup eventually too, it's going to be fast approaching 100,000 miles before we even get that one.
Is this one also going to be undercoated and all that stuff like the other ones, or is that after you guys do it or whatever?
Yeah, we did a little aftermarket stuff on these, so that will take place.
Okay.
That's the goal. So tonight you would eventually just approve me to sign the document. I do have the state bid and all that stuff in the folder for Stacy and everybody to look at too. So we purchased this same ambulance twice already in the last year, and probably maybe 13 or 14 months here.
So the cost is $284,000,
Yeah.
and then you want $71,216.
Yeah,
Okay.
the check won't have to be cut until 2025. Yeah. And just so you guys have a frame of reference here, we're ordering the same squad that we ordered the previous 2. It's literally an extra $70,000 to $80,000 for the same piece of equipment. So if we wait another year, I don't know what it's going to be then, but I'm sure it's only going to go up.
Chief, I'm sorry, did you say we have to put anything down on
Nope.
this to hold it, or just
Nope.
get in line?
Yeah, this is just to sign the purchase agreement, get in line, and then that we won't have to put the 25% down until early 2025.
It says February.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, getting in line's important. We found that out now with the other squad and the fire truck. that
Yeah.
We got in line for a couple of years back.
Right, yep. That's kind of the way the business goes these days with ordering these emergency vehicles.
Yeah, and the pricing's only good month to month.
Correct. Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's very concerning. But in order to do our jobs, that's kind of the going rate, so.
This is good till August 31st, I see.
Yeah,
Price.
correct. So, again, I apologize, it's something we had just discussed earlier this month, and I figured I'd get everything, at least the ball rolling here, and let you know our intentions here and what we're gonna need.
Mr. Chairman, just to be sure that the board understands, that's not a locked-in price. The price is subject to change, so you're basically just reserving your place in line. But they have throughout the document that the price can change, go up, increase, and that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
figured that.
So that everybody's on the same page here.
Right.
Yeah. And that was the same, that held true for the other two as well. They went up a little bit when we finally got them in-house.
Yeah, but if we don't get in line, then we just keep pushing ourselves back.
Right.
So,
Correct.
it's kind of it's really the gamble you got to take. What's
Right.
better to?
Well, do we need an authorization to get in line, or do we wait till we have the money? We probably want a motion for the,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
definitely
moved.
require authorization because you're going to be making a $71,000 down payment come February if you
No,
agree
that's
for him
next
to
year.
get in line.
that's next year. All right, I'll entertain a motion to get in line for a new.
So
squad.
move.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any further discussion, questions?
It's self-explanatory here, and like Mrs. Dame said, you don't know until, so.
All
Get
righty,
in line and get it going.
Yeah.
roll call, please.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Gontner?
Yes.
Thank you. Chief's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So building on that, we celebrate the anniversaries this month. Rich Camp, 32 years on the department. Firefighter Matt Drew has 8 years on the department. Overview of the budget, as Joanne alluded to. Tax revenue collected, just over 60%. EMS revenue collected, we've collected almost 52% of our yearly projection, which is obviously for 5 months, that's a little bit above. Staffing overview continues to be fairly stable, except for the weekends, which is typical in the summertime. Everybody's got, weddings, all kinds of vacations, and then part-time, working their full-time jobs, they kind of take some hours away and from their schedules as well. So it's kind of the status quo for us. We'll have another round of interviews, which we did. We've interviewed 4 more people, and then we have another one this week, I believe, maybe tomorrow. I'll have to talk to Lieutenant Sample. So we're hiring a few more as well to replace some of the part-timers we lost, to keep the staffing up. One staff member still out on injury. We had our staff attend Auburn Career Center this week for a career fair on June 10th to help with our recruitment as well. So Lieutenant Sample and Hunter Garisick went out there, took our QR codes, so that's kind of how we receive our applications now, all online and through the app, through the Google platform. Makes it really easy and streamlined, and they can upload their resumes and any references and any materials that they so choose. So it's a very nice system we've built here. Call volume, we responded to 293 calls for service in May. We're on pace for 3770, which last year we were at 3720, so it's about 50 more than last year, year-to-date stuff. Fire inspections are ongoing. I see Captain Sopko on there. If he's got anything to add, he can feel free to chime in here, but everything's in the board folder for your review. Vehicles, we did surplus the old Dodge 2010 on gut deals. We ended up getting $5,876 for that, so that went back into our coffers. 2113, the older engine that we've been waiting on for an engine rebuild finally came back. The valve parts that for the pump assembly, we're still waiting on some of those parts, but for the most part, it's kind of ready and back to be used. So we're able to send out 2133 for its engine work at Cummings, the warranty work. And then I believe Tuesday or Wednesday it's going out to Johnson's for the major issue with our tank and everything that they're going to take care of. And again, that's all under warranty. Ambulance and cot load system maintenance complete. So MSARS was out here and looked at all of our stuff that was out of the manufacturer's warranty. Since we had 2 new ambulances, we still had 2 under warranty and 2 out of warranty. So we're kind of navigating those 2 separately. And then I believe I alluded to it last month. We had a cot with a motor go down, and thank goodness it was under warranty because that was a little over $7,000 to replace just that one part. That was covered by Stryker. And also 2122 on the morning of Memorial Day, believe it or not, around 3:30, it hit a deer going down Route 20 near county line. So it sustained some front end damage. It is up at Pike's Car Star. We called around and they were able to get it in the quickest, so we went with Doug up there and he's been great. He's ordering parts for the front, the bumper, some of the horn, the siren stuff, and then the light assembly grill and all that. So nobody was hurt. They're able to continue on to the hospital, and then they filed a report with the OSP. And
What happened to the deer?
I don't know. I think it. Anybody know? I don't know. I was sleeping when it happened, so hopefully it was a pretty good hit. So I don't know if it would have survived that. Oh, was it? Okay. Well, confirmation.
Yeah.
Another Bambi bites the dust.
Yep.
So we're still waiting on that. VFIS claim was filed, so the estimate on that was $6,900. Well, it was $6,400 and change. They added the tax, so I called and had the estimate corrected since we're tax exempt, so that it got all figured out.
Gotcha.
And then if anything else is needed in the meantime for supplemental, we can, as they repair stuff and things come up, they can always file a supplemental insurance claim to cover any additional cost. On a side note for that, so if you remember years ago, we flipped the squad in the snow, and then we had to total out that and the cot and everything. So I met with the VFIS representative along with Peter Richmond the other day to discuss our upcoming insurance renewal for August. And he brought up the whole cot thing, and I'm like, boy, I didn't even think about that. So I got in touch with Stryker, and we went back and forth, and I was like, hey, do we need to actually certify this again because it was in an accident? And they assured us that, they talked to their techs and assured us that, yeah, we can just put it back in service, that there's no need to really look at it any further. So that was a breath of fresh air and a relief, because who knows how long a new cot would be, so we'd be without the ambulance anyway. So that was nice to hear. Buildings, Station 2's AC is newer units up and running well. I haven't heard any issues, so especially with the hot weather, I'm sure it's serving those gentlemen and ladies well down there. Station 3 had some HVAC service done as well. While they were here, they replaced the thermostat in the front room there. And then I just had them look around and just say, hey, what do we need to do here while you guys are here? So they went around and cleaned all the condensers and, took care of us there. So we're good for the summer. And we'll talk about maybe a service contract in the future, kind of like we used to do with Penguin. So I'll be in touch with you, everyone here about that in the coming months, maybe by the end of the year. We had leaking roof boot up there above Station 3 near the back bays. Captain Henry took some of the crew up there and did a little ladder drill and kind of made a couple hours of it. So they went around and sealed all the boots and everything on the roof so that we don't have any leaks. But apparently we have a new one, so I'll have to get on him tomorrow and say, hey, you missed one.
Yep.
And then general landscaping, we're cleaning up both stations. We do have the new lines and everything painted out front. I want to thank Jason at the village. He was able to bring his crew up for a little bit. We bought the paint and they kind of did their thing up there. And then the one day we swapped out some of the landscaping for rock instead of the mulch, and kind of, we put the plastic down. I want to thank A-Shift for that. They were great. And we moved 11 tons of rock with the little tractor. So, yeah. And we're going to continue to kind of move around the station as the days go, and the heat lets up. It's been relentless. And then the officer recommendations, we covered the squad already. SOPs are currently getting updated. We do have a few more to roll out here, and one for Ms. Dame to look at some point. And then we have some ongoing trainings here for some of our folks. We have at least 2 or 3 going through the drone training. They're doing the videos and education right now, and eventually they'll do the test for the FAA license. We had some people go through ropes, I believe, 2 weeks ago with the county team, so that was good. We had the vehicle extrication out back, and also the jet skis going on this week, getting on the water, so that's always fun for the crews to kind of finally get a nice day and just get down there. And as long as calls allow, we can get some good training in. Some other stuff, we did finish the ARPA training, the critical incident stress debrief. 3 of our members completed it, firefighter Wells, firefighter Garisick, and Lieutenant Brewer. They went through and had some really good education over 3 days, 8-hour days. So now they're able to help with some people in crisis. They can get called out to the county. There were several people from the county, from departments, and I'm drawing a blank of which organization that sent their counselors to that as well to get their certification. So that was a great process. Working on the reimbursement currently. I shared with you all the NDS, the physicals, the summary sheets. Those should be in your folders. Very positive from our folks that went through it. And the people that were at the company were great. And as a department, I wish we were a little bit healthier, but now we know, so now we can work on it, so which is good. Again, I met with VFIS Insurance and Peter Richmond about our upcoming renewal, so hopefully we'll have something for the July meeting. Zach from VFIS, I asked him to maybe come in. I remember Mr. Gehring used to come in and kind of give us an overview of the increases and then any anomalies that went with the policy. And with Peter being kind of I know he's been with us for a couple years now, but I always like to have him in here to explain some of the things. We did raise some of the limits since now, 2 years ago we bought an engine that was $500,000. Then a few months ago we bought one that was $700,000, same identical engine. Well, I talked to our rep from Johnson's, which is Jesse, well, not him, but the company, and now that same engine that we have 2 of is close to $1 million for the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're increasing those, the limits on those to cover, God forbid, any issues that come up. Medi-Account assisted with our 5-year Medicare renewal. Joanne was able to uncover because we get some of the payments directly from our medical billing, and then some of them go to Medi-Account, our billing company. Well, something happened when we did the renewal. Maybe it was a box that got checked, but our rep was able to figure out what happened and get it switched back to go to us directly. There's usually a 30-day delay. We're still going to get the money, but now hopefully we'll get the Medicare portion of that a little bit quicker instead of going to Medi-Account and then rerouting to us. We had an unannounced visit from the State Pharmacy Board, and their last visit was back in 2006.
Wow.
So he's the only guy kind of doing it in this area. He says he needs usually 4 or 5 to actually do it annually, so it may be another 10 or 15 years before we see him again. Fingers crossed. So I was trying to pass him off to Captain Henry that day, but he was out doing chores, so I got to walk around with him and learn his process, so it was good.
Right.
But we had no issues. He wrote it through a report in our front room there, over 20 minutes, and nice guy. And I just kind of explained, we talked about what issues to look for, so our people are aware, how to keep our drugs secure and our facilities good, so we don't have any issues. A lot of construction going on and road closures. I want to thank the staff along with railroads. I'm sure you're all well aware of. Thank the staff for their patience and attention to safety. Us, along with many other public services. On another note, we attended the Pet the Trucks a couple weeks ago. So there was ODNR there, all the local cops, and a lot of other resources. I think the township, the county was there with their trucks. So it was just a great day, nice day to see families and let them play with everything. A young boy, I think in his maybe 3 or 4 years of age range, got on our radio. We didn't know it. So we're all walking around with... Eventually, Essential chimed in and said, "Hey, you guys want to attend to that?" So we had to run over there very quick. Thank God his vocabulary was limited.
Right.
So along with that, fun was had by all, and that's all I have for everybody. So I'll entertain any questions.
Mr. Chairman?
Sure.
Got a couple of odd questions, Chief. On West Main, there are some fire hydrants that have been painted and some fire hydrants that have not. What's the criteria that we use for painting a fire hydrant?
Well, I guess if
They don't all get painted at one time? No?
that would be, well, it depends. The county has some of them, and then the village has some of them, and now eventually they're going to be all one here shortly. So I would have to defer to those organizations, but we don't have anything to do with painting them. We just kind of service them and lube them up and exercise them.
So the village and the township paint?
No,
The
utilities.
village and then the county utilities take
Utilities.
care of the township roads. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So-
Learned something.
Yeah.
Second question. It was about a week ago, and I'm on Route 20, with all the issues. And one of our ambulances is driving west on 20, and they turned into the emergency care. So, can we take, it's no longer an emergency room.
Correct.
It's emergency care. So we can take,
We are picking up.
okay.
Yeah, that's one of the facilities, similar to what we used to have there. It used to be an urgent care from
Right.
Lake Health a while back. Now it's a UH partnership urgent care. So when they get something that they can't handle or that needs to go for further care or maybe an overnight somewhere, they call us and we
Okay.
take them to an official emergency room.
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further questions for the chief?
No, sir.
Okay, we are on to closing public portion. Any comments or questions from the audience or online? Hearing none, moving on to closing board comments. Anybody on the board have any comments? Okay, well, we do have a request for an executive session for employment discipline, compensation of employee, and reviewing the collective bargaining session regarding compensation or other short terms and conditions of employment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Donaldson?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Gautner?
Yes.
Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I request just the board at this point. We may ask for the chief, but
Okay.
I think we need to have the board first.
Okay, it's 7:33.
What was the request by Mr. Gautner?
The board only to start.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, we are coming out of executive session at 8:34. And is there any further business for this board?
No, sir.
Anyone? Hearing none, I will entertain, oh, wait a minute. Yep, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll
Thank you.
second it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Gottner.
Yes.
Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson.
Yes. Meeting is adjourned.
8:30.
8:30.
Executive session was longer than